join me to continue the discussion of the shooting in Minnesota earlier today is U.S. federal prosecutor, constitutional attorney, and former JAG officer at the Pentagon, Don Brown. Don, welcome back to the program. I know you've seen the video here. Look, I don't care if it's a local police officer, a state police officer, a federal agent. If you try to run somebody down after they have given you a lawful order to exit your vehicle, which is clearly heard on the audio from every angle, and she instead punches the accelerator and gets shot as a result, what did you expect was going to happen? Your thoughts?
Of course, information is still breaking, but a video is a video. And it appears the officers ordered her out. She backed up and then hit the accelerator moving forward. What do you expect? You know, we've seen these types of terror tactics before. We don't know anything really about the driver at this point. We've seen even ISIS use these types of tactics and running people down in Europe and even in the United States. And the officer has a right to use deadly force to stop deadly force. And a moving vehicle can do a lot of damage, kill a lot of people. And it appears to be a clear case of self-defense. The officer operating within their rights, and President Trump is, sending, our federal law enforcement up there, hopefully to kind of clean up a lot of this illegal Somali stuff that's going on in Minnesota, especially in the wake of this despicable fraud case involving these daycare centers. And Waltz appears to have his fingers all over it. I'm concerned, of course, about local law enforcement and whether these ICE officers can get a fair shake there. I'm not. That's one concern we got to kind of keep an eye on here, though, Steve.
Yeah, here's my concern I've been talking about since the top of the program. Because of the irresponsible comments following the shooting by the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, who basically said, ICE, get the F out of Minnesota. That kind of irresponsible rhetoric ratchets it up and basically puts a target on the back of every federal law enforcement agency, maybe every local, maybe every state law enforcement officer. It is reckless, it is dangerous, and somebody's going to get killed, and they're going to be wearing a badge. That's my concern, Don.
Democrats have been using gaslighting rhetoric to actually make the jobs of law enforcement all across the country more and more dangerous. It's highly irresponsible. It also means that, how would an officer even get a fair trial if any charges were brought? This should be an open and shut case with zero charges brought at all. But more to your point, this irresponsible rhetoric is going to cause more pot shots against officers, not just federal, but state as well. And look what they did to Derek Chauvin. And Derek Chauvin should never have been prosecuted. They wound up getting prosecuted for, the George Floyd case when George Floyd committed suicide by fentanyl. No question about it. It's a real bad situation there. And I think that when you have public officials that are inciting violence against law enforcement, that'll be held to account. I mean, Minnesota is the birthplace, and in fact, let me be clear, they're great folks in Minnesota. The Minneapolis, St. Paul, Hennepin County is the birthplace of the defund the police movement, of this cesspool of cancer against law enforcement. And I commend the president for his actions in trying to clean this up. And we'll see how this breaks. But I want to really know more about this person who was shot. What was she up to? Why did she do what she did? Did she have an agenda? There's still questions.
We'll find out more, here. I'm sure. Meanwhile, in Hennepin County, billions of taxpayer dollars defrauded from the government there systematically over years. And there was testimony on Capitol Hill this morning accusing administration officials, the Tim Walz administration, of openly looking the other way because it was politically beneficial to them to allow the Somali community to continue with what they were doing because they got 100,000 Somalian folks there, a Somalian background, that go to the polls and vote for the Democrats because they're fleecing the system through child care, home health care, autism centers, you name it, they did it. They fleeced the government. And what I heard today means that people should be in jail. We have to hold people accountable, Don. This whole thing about, well, we won't quite get there. Well, we'll issue some terse letters. No. We need to see people in handcuffs. We need to see people in jail for committing multiple felonies at the expense of people that needed that money, the kids that actually have autism or went hungry that day, or veterans living on the streets. Don, it's time to say no more. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are Pam Bondi needs to put her foot on the accelerator and really get this show on the road. These prosecutions have got to come. There is clear, undisputed evidence of widespread fraud there with these daycare centers. If this goes all the way up to the Minnesota governor's office, then so be it. But unless you really accelerate the pace of these prosecutions, the defense will delay, and hope that the gas runs out. We got to do more take more action, do less talking when it comes to this. I want to see
Yeah.
that happen, and I really want to see every illegal Somali rooted out of Minnesota now. And this is, by the way, a testament to the foolishness of our legal immigration program. These people are in the United States to begin with. They should
Agreed.
never have been allowed to immigrate. They embrace the philosophy of Sharia law, which is at war with the Constitution. It just shows how ludicrous the Democrats' policies have been.
Don, real quickly, you're running for office. Tell folks where they can find you and learn more about who you are and what you stand for.
Thank you. We're Steve running for the United States Senate. I believe we've got all the momentum here on the ground running against Mike Whatley. Go to brownfornc.com. That's BROWM for NC.com. Been endorsed by General Flynn, General Boykin, Alan West, Sidney Powell, a bunch of great Americans and grassroots organizations. We need your help. Brownfornc.com. Come visit us.
Don Brown, thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, a new year means new financial goals, of course, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you finally listen to me and talk to someone from Birch Gold? Honestly, they're great people. I appreciate their educational approach and their understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower and gold higher, silver too, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold and silver. So until January the 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, just text America to 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by January 30th. Text America to 989898. Claim your eligibility today. Again, that's America. Text it to 989898. Coming up after the break, I'll discuss the new dietary guidelines, the food pyramid tossed out on its ear. Dr. Ben Carson will join me here on Real America's Voice right after this.